In 1937, amid the chaos of the Spanish Civil War, Ernest Hemingway stood in Madrid, a city shattered by bombardment. He described the scene as the furnace of history, a crucible where the world's most destructive war began to take shape. It was there that Hemingway and the world first witnessed the modern tools of conflict, blitzkrieg tactics, aerial bombing, and international alliances that would later define World War II. Today, echoes of that furnace can be heard in Ukraine. Hemingway once wrote that change happens gradually and then suddenly. This rings true in our current era. The cracks in the global order are widening, and we now find ourselves in what Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk has called the pre-war period. The tremors of a larger conflict are already here, visible in the war in Ukraine, the tensions in the Asia-Pacific, and the erosion of the institutions meant to keep peace. These are not isolated events. They are harbingers of a world on the brink. Ukraine is not just a battleground for sovereignty. It is a testing ground for the future of warfare. Suicide drones hum ominously over fields and cities, guided missiles streak through the skies, and cyberattacks ripple across borders. Each weapon is not just a tool of destruction, but a lesson for the world. NATO, the United States, China, and Russia are all watching, learning, and preparing. Ukraine, much like Spain in the 1930s, has become a proving ground for new technologies and strategies. The parallels are striking. In the Spanish Civil War, fascist forces backed by Nazi Germany and Italy clashed with Soviet-supported republicans. Foreign fighters flocked to the battle, and the Nazis tested their infamous Luftwaffe over Guernica. Today in Ukraine we see a similar pattern. Iran supplies Russia with drones, North Korea provides artillery, and advanced Western weapons are being deployed by Ukrainian forces. Once again, a regional conflict has become a global rehearsal for something far greater, but Ukraine is only part of the story. Russia's ambitions extend beyond its borders. The Kremlin has openly budgeted resources to expand its war into Eastern Europe, targeting the Baltic states and Poland. The Baltic nations, aware of the existential threat, are fortifying their defenses. Poland, a NATO leader in the region, has significantly increased military spending and warned its allies of the broader implications of Russian aggression. Meanwhile, discussions of conscription have resurfaced in England and France, an acknowledgement of just how precarious the situation has become. Europe is bracing for the possibility of a wider war, one that could engulf the entire continent. Complicating matters is the deepening alignment between Russia and China. Their unlimited partnership signals a strategic realignment against the West. In the Asia-Pacific, China has escalated provocations, harassing Taiwan, Japan, and the Philippines. Xi Jinping has directed the People's Liberation Army to prepare for a possible invasion of Taiwan by 2027. However, recent purges within the Chinese military, officially attributed to anti-corruption efforts, have raised questions about internal dissent regarding Xi's aggressive timelines. Notably, former Air Force General Liu Yaju, who reportedly advised against an invasion of Taiwan, received a suspended death sentence in February 2022. While the official reasons for such purges are often cited as corruption, some analysts suggest that opposition to Xi's military ambitions may also be a factor. Meanwhile, China's nuclear arsenal is expanding at an unprecedented pace, with projections that it could reach over 1,000 warheads by 2030. This sends a clear message. China is ready to deter the United States and assert dominance in the region. Yet, even as these adversaries prepare for conflict, the United States appears hesitant. During the Biden administration, incidents like the Chinese surveillance balloon drifting across U.S. airspace and unauthorized drone flights over sensitive military installations have highlighted vulnerabilities. A recent arrest of a Chinese national flying a drone over a U.S. airbase has raised alarms about espionage and infiltration. Each of these provocations, if left unanswered, risks emboldening adversaries who perceive America as distracted or unwilling to act decisively. The erosion of U.S. leadership is compounded by lingering perceptions from the Trump presidency. During his term, Trump's businesses reportedly received $7.8 million from foreign governments, with $5.4 million attributed to China. Critics argue that these financial ties compromised his ability to confront adversaries effectively. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, a major political donor to Trump, and a figure with extensive business ties to China, has become an influential force in American politics. These connections raise uncomfortable questions about the role of financial interests in shaping U.S. foreign policy. The parallels to the 1930s grow starker with each passing day. Then, as now, a fragile international order was giving way to unchecked militarism and rising nationalism. The Spanish Civil War was both a warning and a rehearsal for the horrors to come. Today, Ukraine serves a similar function. And just as Hemingway warned of Spain's significance, Ukraine should serve as a wake-up call for the modern world. But what makes this moment so dangerous is the speed at which conflict can escalate. Hemingway's words, gradually and then suddenly, are a reminder of how quickly the facade of peace can collapse. All it takes is one mistake, one miscalculation, and the world could find itself in a conflict unlike anything seen since 1945. The alliances are brittle, the tensions are high, and the safeguards designed to prevent war are failing. Please subscribe to the Intellectualist's new YouTube channel, where we present insightful videos analyzing the current events shaping the world. Turn on notifications to receive the latest updates from the channel.